Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another in the line of the bittersweet, the Rearview. You can't have this anymore for whatever reason in that particular episode. This one, you cannot bring me the Horizon. Horizon only takes. Duratrax was around for a long time. It was never like a marquee name, but the Deep Woods is a Canyon favorite. And one of the kind and benevolent followers of the Canyon knows this and brought for me to test on this day for you. The big one! These have been through some hands. These are not new. They do not have a huge amount of feathering on them. They have been run in both directions. The person clearly tried them in both orientations. The 2-2 Duratrax Deep Woods C3, we're starting to get a little bit of aging. These were definitely, I can tell you from when I was mounting them, these were definitely pre-mounts that they had bought, and then they had debonded them. And let me tell you something. If you see a set of Duratrax pre-mounts out on the market, and you're like, oh, I haven't missed out. I can get myself some pivots or some Deep Woods or some Showdowns or whatever they might be. 2219 doesn't make a difference. If you see those pre-mounts and you buy them, I have probably debonded several hundred pairs or sets of tires in my time. Definitely several hundred pairs. Be aware of what you're getting into. Traxxas employs wizards of the realm to glue tires onto their wheels. What's a dark wizard? Like, what's the darkest imaginable demonic wizard? That's who glues Duratrax tires onto the wheels. I have met Duratrax wheels that will not debond under any circumstances. You have to use mechanical means to remove, to slice through the glue in spots. It's unbelievable. As such, two of these, a pair of the quartet, appeared as if they had been removed from the rim with a hatchet. I don't hold that against whoever originally removed these. They do not want to be removed. 2-2 Duratrax Deep Woods. It's literally, they fed it into the machine that scales things up bigger. And they made it bigger. And it's a lot bigger. The entire Duratrax 2.2 line were throwbacks to the time of, to days of yore and Giganticos. It is fitted with the stock foam, which is, I don't even know if I would go so far as to say medium soft. I would say soft. 4 vent holes on a boy this big. When we say this big, I'm going to slide this way over. 150. 150. That is 5 15/16. Just call them 6 inches tall. We're not even messing around. We're not even stopping by to say 5.75. 58. 59 millimeters wide. This is one of the biggest tires we've ever tested. And not just that, we have a lug height. Let me get a sophisticated tool here. We have a 5 millimeter lug. So we have 10 millimeters in lug height out of a 150 millimeter tall tire. Then you take a carcassal thickness of between 2 and 2.5 millimeters. Let's call it that 4 millimeters. It's 136. 136 millimeters internal. That's like a 1.9 rupture would fit inside this tire without distending the carcass. It's enormous. And I think it's a PSI thing. Like, I think they know what they're doing. It's so soft. And because it's so big, with a carcass of that 2 to... with a carcass of that thickness, it feels even thinner because we just have so much. Look at that sidewall. Look at this. There are full-blown side lugs. It's not just lugs that go onto the side of the tire. Those are lugs. What do we got? What do we got? We won't use a 1.9 Deep Woods. We'll use something else. Scrambler. There's a side lug. Look at those. Nice little independent side lugs. Different size, different shape, different height than what's on the main lug. But, you know, appropriate. Like about the same width of that connecting lug. Side lug. I think there's an equal number of lugs on the sidewall as there are on the main tread. And they're big. And they're stepped. And they've got little... This is... In the 1.9 Deep Woods, I don't feel like you ever feel like there's a moment where you have too much side lug, excessive side grip. This is the first tire that in my memory, that I can say, I don't know. I think that might be too much. Now, they are very soft. But that's so much side lug. So much side lug. And they are scaled appropriately. These 5mm nuts are very, very tight. I'm sciencing here in the background. That is a 4mm lug. So the lug only gets 1mm taller. The carcass gets, I would say, across the belt, across the main part of it, it gets 0.5 millimeter thicker. So they do think these things out. I mean, if they just blew it up, if they literally just put it in the machine and went, it would get way thicker. The sidewalls feel comparable to a regular 1.9 Deep Woods. We love the Deep Woods. The Deep Woods does well. We love Louis' Champs by extension once they wear in. So we, of course, have unreasonably high expectations of the 1.9, of the 2.2 Deep Woods based on our love of the 1.9. That said, I don't expect Celestial Alchemy here. These are so soft. It's going to be a PSI thing. They're so big, 60 millimeters wide, basically. I can't begin to guess how they're going to behave when they get side loaded. I think that's where all the mystery lives. I think these are going to do pretty well. They're Deep Woods. They're in C3. They've got squishy, mushy foams. Not a memory foam, just a regular foam. They rebound back normally. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. We are deep into Etch Catch 'em territory. We are making our best efforts to catch them all, whether they're made anymore or not. And I invite you to come with me, accompany Wolverine and I out to the rocks as we test the 2.2 Duratrax Deep Woods. Real big. Like, real big. Ground clearance, ridiculous. All right, we worry about the softness, but we come out here to do the do. It's cool. This is in the mid-40s. This is in the mid-60s percentage humidity. Yeah, softness and a big honkin' single stage is going to take lateral, like steering accuracy. It's going to take that away and replace it with forward drive. The super soft is also going to help with descent. Just tiny little hesitations. Can manage to introduce a little bit of lug noise. I like to cut this way and grab that corner. Yeah. I did have a little bit of worry that with how soft they are and how tall the sidewall is, we would get too much excessive deflection and not enough lateral grab. But nay, sir. And then, of course, ground clearance is ridiculous because we're on 150. 150 by 59. I'm still thinking about 150 by 59. And also, in terms of rear views, this is one of the more contemporary ones. These were a thing even just a year prior to the recording of this. These have not been gone that long. And they are certainly trending towards tires of yore. 150 millimeters tall is going to help you out doing a lot of stuff. Hey, just stampede. They are, if there is a surprise that they're presenting this early on in the testing, they're more sprightly than I thought they'd be for how big they are. Like, the forward drive cannot be second guessed at all. They just go. C3 was a good compound, man. Don't make me sad. Don't bring me down. Now we're gonna get into some real weight transfer stuff, and we're gonna see if we flop over. No, not at all. Not at all. Didn't even start to lighten up. And when we get a little front slippage and we've got to put steering input into it, it snaps right back. Ooh, I even remembered to turn in a little earlier because we're dealing with some... Can we spin the sign all the way around so we can see it? Oh, wait. We'll use this rear right here. See, these are the kind of... This is the kind of accuracy I want out of a tire. I want to be able to turn that sign around, and it went exactly where I wanted it to, with no adjustments. I want to hit another one of these a little worse on the entry. A little more, and that's it. There we go. A little bit of lift. A little bit of lift and set down. That was really loading the sidewall on driver rear. Do we have enough to position it back? Super catchable because that insert is just a big foam pillow. It's a little picky about its line. I can't tell it, well, I want to go here. Couldn't quite get up over that. Yeah. They're kind of mushy. Now, that is an OE single stage. What came in the thing? And we're talking about a 3,000 gram rig, which is where Wolverine sits. And I'm not seeing excessive deflection. I'm seeing just the right amount of bag. Oh yeah, whoosh. They rebound back quickly enough, but not too quickly. Honestly, everything I'm seeing about these is Deep Woods, just bigger. Show me the thing. Let me reposition. I don't want to use reverse. I want to get right. Well, I didn't catch that one. It has just almost. Oh yeah, see. Forward drive, outstanding. We're going to trade some stuff out for that much forward drive. These are not Sedonas. These are not chisels. And the thing of that is, they never were. They never were. The Deep Woods is a great tire. It's a favorite. But it was never one of the mythical hieroglyphic treaded ban list type of tires. So I'm just expecting in the 2.2s, above average, pretty darn good at some stuff. I don't think it's going to shatter anybody's expectations of what a 2.2 tire can do. Also, they fall into that same bucket. These particularly, 150s. What are you running these on? Like, the list of rigs that fit these is smallish, and yeah, right. Zoot! I expected more. Let's see if we get right there. Look at that lower front. It's got a little bit of squidge. Not as much as I thought. Not as much as I thought. So the Carcass, the integrity of the Carcass and the foam that's in it, pretty good matchup. Let's see, can we spin this all in frame? Little wide on the out, little wide on the out. That's not bad. They would push less in the front with something firmer, but it's going to compromise the drive. And these hold more than well enough. I love this type of tire. We need more builds that allow us to run this type of tire. We need more Capra axled things that we can get 140 millimeter plus tires on, because they are so forgiving. They grip. They don't need 3D printed foams. They don't need big dual stage inserts. You put a foam in them and you drive them, and they will do amazing things. The Duratrax C3 Deep Woods 2.2, recently discontinued, is almost like a throwback to the tires of more than a decade ago, which were amazing out of the bag. So this is how we're going to move forward with the 2.2 Deep Woods. Everything this tire has done is a 9.7. This is a 97 tire. I will let you know if it goes up or down from that. We're sitting, imagine the board in front of you. Y'all know the black and white board. Imagine it in front of you. And it just says 9.7s all the way down. Times 10, 97.0. This tire's a 97.0 until it proves otherwise. This may well establish itself as the benchmark of full-size 2.2 tires. This is like, this is it. If you do worse than this, there's not really a lot of point. I want a 525 megalithic, real bad. I want a 525 any Injora tire. Injora. I'm looking up. I'm speaking into the sky right now. Injora. Pick a tire. Make it 2.2 LP. I don't care which one. My preference would be S4 comp pin, but if you want to do XHX pin, that would be my second choice. Swamp Claw would be my third choice. Anything else after that, all tied for fourth place. Make a 2.2 LP tire. You make a 2.2 LP insert, please make a 2.2 LP tire. Okay, back to this one. The applications are small. Duratrax is sadly gone, so we'll never have an opportunity to see a 2.2 LP Deep Woods or a 2.2 LP Scalar or a pivot or a mallet. 2.2 LP mallet. Oh, it would be so good. Louise still exists. I'm talking to the sky again. Louise, can you make some 2.2 LPs, please? This is a good tire. This is a good tire. They were cheap too. They were inexpensive. I want to say the 2.2s were $27 a pair. And you just mounted them. Punched holes in them, mounted them, and away you went. Really good. Duratrax got slept on, and then Duratrax got horizoned. It's sad. Doubly sad because this isn't even a hot take. Duratrax C3 is a better compound than Proline G8. It just is. It's more versatile. Because Duratrax had some goofy tread patterns. The Deep Woods and the Approach, probably the least goofy. I mean, these are swampers. These are one of the best interpretations of the swamper pattern. They put that little hook on the outer lug. Put that little hook on the outer lug. They got Horizon because Horizon doesn't want to compete against itself. Proline. Look at this. Look at this. Get it. Don't fall back. Don't fall back. It's nice. It's nice. They don't want to compete against themselves, and Proline is their marquee brand, 100% for tires. That's why they took the axe to AKA. Horizon put the axe to a bunch of tire makers because those tire makers made better tires. All we can do is we can light our candles and we can say our prayers that Horizon doesn't buy up more tire companies and scuttle them as well. They're good. These define good. See those little hesitations? That's what a 97 tire does. Now, they have no optimization of the vehicle at all. They're just on the foams they came with. And remember I said big squishers will get you a good descent? Yeah, see we can. Because the big squisher, the front end kind of plows. Like when that weight transfers, instead of it pivoting around the axle, the front tires just kind of plow. And then you move down slowly and under an acceptable amount of control. That was nice. Now I'm one-handed. The sun is in my eyes. Is he gonna have to? Oop! Too much fence. Still, right here. This is how we're driving. Because I need to get my other hat, but I need to finish this obstacle before I go to get my hat. So we're gonna be a little less delicate on the throttle and steering inputs, I think. Maybe a little less. Now I can cant my head a little more. Try to see. I want to be a bunch of fence. Don't cut back too soon. Right there. Right there. Right there. Now, there's an opportunity here. There's a definite opportunity. That was really good. That was above a 97. But operating from this standpoint gives us some flexibility. Because if I see something that looks a hair under a 97, it's not going to matter. I got to use more memory for this one. But we're still a 97.0 right now. 97 plus currently. For those of you not explicitly familiar with how Southern California works, allow me to illuminate. At the start of a recording session, I might be wearing a jacket, a woolly hat, and gloves. And by the end of it, I'll be in a t-shirt and a lifeguard hat. Because it is not uncommon for where we are located for the temperature to raise or lower, depending on what's through the morning or the evening, a degree every 10 minutes. When this recording session started, it was in the lower 40s. It is now 51 degrees. The powerful orb in the sky. Luckily, the rocks are not dynamic, neither in their movements nor in their dealings with temperature. So if it gets cold on a toasty summer day, these will stay cool until the early afternoon. Like you can feel them. And then in the summer, when it's particularly hot, these will stay hot all night long. You can come out and put your hand on them in the middle of the night and they feel warm. I think we got it. Yeah. I would put that a little below the 97 because the soft squishy foam, we're kind of squidging the front end around. But I considered what he did. I'm doing a thumb gesture. I'm going like this. Over there, it was above. So see what I'm saying? A 96 on one and a 98 on the other is still a 97, and so are we. We also, in the earliest AMF hours, had just a smidge of a marine layer over us, and that's gone now. It's just warm now. Well, see, We Californians, we don't like it real cold. But also, to me, 50 is not cold. 50 is shorts and a t-shirt. Because I don't know what real cold is. I've felt it before. But it doesn't happen here. You can see them sidewalls just plop, 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 plop. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good bumping tire. Can we get a big kick? Yes. Anything past a level plane is a pretty good kick. And you might think, what's he doing? I want to see where the rear end lands relative to where the rear end left the ground. There's some chevron to the tread. So we take off and we land right where we took off. That's what a good bump looks like. Bad bump goes like that. Put a bunch of steering input into it while you're bumping, and you too can do that. There's a chance, I don't want to neg, but there's a chance that we do a sub 9.7 here and then a better than 9.7 on wet. Because Deep Woods, it's C3, so it should just carry. Nope, there we go. There we go. Is it going to hold? There! That's an authentic Wolverine landing. Tried to get a little too cute out on the yellow side. Well, like right through here, just mauling. Now, if we stay up, width and height is maybe going to hit the white. Yeah, okay. I could have taken that a little better. Let's see what the rear, are we going to get the slide out here? No. Solid, absolutely solid. I would definitely call it 97 plus on there. That was a little better than a 97 through there. Let's see through here. I just kind of want to see if the 150 height can maneuver that rear up. Right there. I'm watching passenger rear, so motor side. That's not awful. Will it settle? Man, I love a Deep Woods for a lot of reasons. This tripod head is reminding me that it's a $50 tripod head. The pan, it's a fluid drag head. The fluid drag is it's not happy. It's not happy. It's got a lot of drift. Aimless drift. I mean, you can see what the ground looks like. We're not on a super even surface. So the tripod, the camera head itself is seldom level on all the axes. So like right now, the camera's tilted forward. That would make the drag head like, let's see, if I just loosen the drag lock, there he goes. We have a nice cinematic soft pan that it will do all by itself. So I have to leave the camera at full and it will just keep turning. I don't know where it's going, so we have to leave it at full drag lock all the time. There's no setting that it's happy with. We hope to remedy that in the new year. I know, I like to date the videos. The new year is sooner than it isn't. And as said, the Deep Woods, 1.9 Deep Woods. I drove, we did a video with Baseline many moons ago where we drove in pouring rain. And the Deep Woods did not care. They performed exactly the same in pouring rain as they do on dry rock. So I don't expect these to be any different. In fact, when you wet them down, It really just kind of cleans the rock off. So we'll go right through the little puddle. Like the hallmark of something truly good. Let's get cruise control way down. Is what can you do with very low levels of throttle input? Very low levels of throttle input and no steering input. Just murderous. Yeah, we're going to be above a 97 because I think that the Deep Woods, and this was not true of all Duratrax tires, and I think I caught them all, maybe not in every size, but I'm pretty sure I've driven and or tested all of the tread patterns. I can't remember if the showdowns are on the list. If they're not, I have them. I might have to test them. I have them in both 1.9 and 2.2. The Deep Woods are somehow even better the worse the conditions get. So because I made up the protocol and I made up the scores and I have control all over it, this tire is a 97 plus. So we're going to put the 2.2 Duratrax Deep Woods at a 97.5, which is a very comfortable spot. I could, if I were feeling generous, unreasonably generous, we could get even closer to a 98. 97.7, but I'm comfortable with a 97.5. I didn't even, I mean, here's the fullest of disclosures. I never even took the card out. As soon as I saw the first 5-ish minutes of it go, I was like, I know where we're going. I know where we're headed. Wet is incredible. Of a tire of this size, I don't know if you'll find anything that will manage wet and muck and mud and stuff better than these. They are the best. Like I say, you've heard me many times. If you've watched a couple of these, I talk about the swamper problem. The tread layout of a swamper has these holes in its traction pattern. The Deep Woods is an interpretation of the Super Swamper, and they kind of did it the best. The J-Concept Hunk is an interpretation of the Swamper. They didn't do it as well as the Deep Woods. The Deep Woods did it better. The depth of lug, somebody thought about this tire. They really did. Almost like there was a time when somebody cared. So, of course, they're gone now. Can't have these. That's why it's a Rearview. You can find them. These shouldn't be that hard to find. As I said, they've been discontinued for a year-ish. 'Tis a shame. The 1.9 is one of my favorites. In my Canyon top 10 for sure. Not in terms of where they fall on the leaderboard, just what do I like. Proline Flat Iron is still my favorite Proline tire. Of the current the Chisel is my favorite Proline tire that they've ever made. But the Flat Iron, I don't understand why the Flat Iron doesn't get its flowers. Like, I don't get it. It's a better crawler with the K. Everybody loves Proline crawlers. The Flat Iron is a better crawler. Like, it looks better. I think it performs better. I don't get it. I don't know. People love their crawlers. You never hear anybody talking about Flat Irons. You don't really hear people talking about Deep Woods. I don't think a lot of people knew about Duratrax, or they associated Duratrax with inexpensive stuff, and then it just made it easy for Horizon to drop the axe. So there you go. 2.2 Duratrax Deep Woods. That is hopefully ingrained in the memory a little bit as the high water mark. If you do better than this as a 2.2, you are good. You are real good. If you do worse than this, well, what's the point? The trencher is a little bit below this, and I think the trencher needs a foam that matches the trencher pretty well. So, yeah, there you go. There you go, and at least potentially, there you have it. Let me know in the comments below. Whatever you got to say, whatever you're thinking about, just put that in the comments below. I'll take this opportunity right here in the very closing minute to thank you so much for joining us here in the canyon today. We hope to see you again. We hope that in between now and then you win and I'll do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you. That was loud. We will see you again. We had a good time. I hope you had a good time. We learned things together. All the good things will be taken away from us one at a time as time inexorably marches on, and we get to witness the corporatization of everything that we love. Hold your beloved tires dear, folks, because they're going to try to take them away. Sounded like I was like trying to defend us against the government. No, the bottom line is going to come for all of the things that you like, because the things that you like don't have a good enough margin on them.